Welcome to the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back. Single Source Insurance is now our new sponsor. They'll always get your back. And I did it again, Chris. I'm a horrible rhymer.
No,
I rhymed back with back. You can't, if I'm gonna.
Hey, it was good.
All right, man. Grab a microphone, Chris, and welcome back to the Wake.Show. Yeah, get comfortable. Lean back in that little corner there. That way the light hits your face. How you doing this morning, Sam Miller?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. Look at this up in the little left-hand corner. How cool is that?
I know.
All right.
Thank you to our sponsor.
All right, they're on the clock. They're on the clock now. We have a new sponsor. Thank you so much to. Oh, if I move my head over there we go. Right there in my forehead. Thank you to our new sponsor, Single Source Insurance. And I want to thank Cords for helping, or no, that is his partnership, you know, and that is really cool. Thank you so much, and I hope we can help you guys out. Single Source Insurance.
SingleSourceINS.com.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we'll get to stuff you should know today. On this day coming up in a couple minutes. But how are you feeling today, Chris?
I'm feeling pretty single source insurance. Well, that's how I'm feeling, to tell you the honest truth.
How late did your gig go last night?
Till 10. Yeah, so I was, I was lucky.
My Wednesday nights, buddy. My Wednesday nights.
You just go to like 12, right?
Yeah, it goes.
That's so late.
I know.
It doesn't get you. You're like, you get home, you're like,
It is, man. It is tough. I'll tell you the rub. Here's the thing. I have a great time. I have a really good time out there. It's hosting karaoke. You know, I can't sing, but I'll ham it up and I'll try. I'll belt out songs.
As we've seen. No, the episode 70, something like that.
I'll belt some shit out, but that doesn't mean I can sing. By the way, I thought that Outside by Fred Durst and Aaron Lewis would be in my range. I thought, for some reason in my head, I thought I had a range of about from here to here. I'm on the outside.
Watch out for copyright.
Well, don't you worry. As long as I'm singing it, we're not going to.
As long as you're singing it.
Yeah. As long as it's me. If Chris starts singing a song, yeah, maybe it'll get flagged. But if it's me, I think we're okay. But yeah, it's a little bit more of a difficult. Well, not difficult for me. It was. All right, I like to do Johnny Cash because Johnny Cash, kind of. I just keep it in here. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, and I can have some fun with it. And so I thought that Aaron Lewis and Fred Durst were going to be in that same category. But the only thing I think I nailed was Fred Durst going, Biloxi! I can feel those mother effing lighters, y'all.
Yeah, at least you nailed something.
I'm on the outside.
Biloxi!
I'm looking in.
What up?
Oh, the dogs are here today. Oh,
yeah,
Yes, they are.
They're scattered. The Wake.Pups are here. The Wake.Pups, Roxy and Joey are here. Good morning, Adam.
Everything is complete.
My wife, Doug, Robert. Good morning. Travis, Michael, Ray. How are you doing? Oh, Ray, I meant to call you. I need to call you after the show and follow up on our meeting last week. Speaking of new sponsorships, let's put that sponsorship right in my forehead. There we go. Nice. On this day, let's get to on this day. Oh, actually, I don't know if you want to talk about this. What went down yesterday after the show? Do you want to talk about that at all?
Nope.
Okay, I want to talk after the show because I have a thought on it. Okay, after the show. We'll talk about it after the show.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but now I'm interested.
After the show.
After the show.
All right, Chris, we'll link up.
Yeah, after the show, what I'll do is we'll close this. Then I'll fire it up again. We'll go live in a secret room where we can talk about this
In a secret room.
in a secret website. All right, we get to on this day before we get to some of the news of the day. And on this day is to put things into perspective, realizing that a lot of the news these days can get us worked up. And if you file it in a category of this too shall pass, this will one day be a on this day in history, and everything will still be fine. We'll still be moving forward, no matter how horrible things might seem. What are you breaking stuff now, Sam?
I went to grab the dog. I'm so sorry.
Well, good intentions. And so, so that's why we do on this day. And we start right here at the top on this day in history, which I get from history.com. And we start right at the top. Pocahontas marries John Rolfe. Pocahontas, daughter of the chief of the Powhatan Indian Confederacy, marries English tobacco planter John Rolfe in Jamestown, Virginia. The marriage ensured peace between the Jamestown settlers and the Powhatan Indians for several years. In May of 1607, about 100 English colonists settled along the James River. You know, we know this story, right? Or we kind of know the story, or probably we know more of the myths behind this story than we know the story. But that's something. So this is in the 1600s here, and they are getting married. Are they getting married because they were in love? Do you remember? Or was it all, just back in the day, he married like old king and queen, prince stuff and princess stuff? Were they just bringing together, families, or bringing together, peoples, kingdoms? Yeah. Do you guys remember from the movie Pocahontas, were they ever in love?
Pocahontas coming. No, I remember it.
Pocahontas coming.
You remember that? Shout out to Luther Campbell.
Well, that's a long one. Their marriage brought peace between the English colonists and the Powhatans, and in 1615, Pocahontas gave birth to their first child, Tommy.
All right, fair enough.
It's Thomas. I mean, it's Thomas, but there you go. In 1616, the couple sailed to England. The so-called Indian princess proved popular with the English gentry, and she was presented at the court of the King of James I. In March of 1617, they prepared to sail back to Virginia. However, the day before they were to leave, she died. Oh. What? Yikes. Probably of smallpox, and was buried at... I don't remember that part. Was that in the movie? I don't remember that. I don't make it to the end of the movie there. All right, what's next? Ben Franklin publishes an open letter to Lord North. Ooh. Is this his Santa letter?
Lord North.
Is that what they called Santa back then, Lord North? Does anybody know what even this is? All right, who do you think is Lord North an actual person? I would imagine. All right, let's just
I'm assuming so. This is before they colonized, or before they left Britain, so probably.
On this day in 1774, Benjamin Franklin writes an open letter to Great Britain's Prime Minister, Frederick, Lord North. All right.
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
Lord North.
Lord of the North.
I was hoping it was an open letter to Santa Claus is what I was hoping. Franklin's tongue-in-cheek letter suggested the British impose martial law upon the colonies and appoint a king's viceroy of all North America. Franklin satirically went on to suggest that such centralized power over Yankee doodles, who had degenerated into such a degree from their British ancestors, that one born in Britain is equal to 20 Americans, would allow the crown to collect its taxes, then sell their impoverished colonies and colonists to Spain. So that's funny. So that is obviously a reference to, at the time, the Brits looked at those in the colonies as lesser than actual Brits. It took 20 Americans to make 20 colonists to make one Brit at the time. All right, what's next?
Kurt Cobain.
Oh, I see. Lee Petty dies, NASCAR legend. Oh, I knew there was something a little off here. Hold on. Not just a little off, a lot off. Hey, there I am. All right. Now, see, that logo's really popping on my forehead now. Thank you very much, Single Source Insurance. Done. There we go. The Rosenbergs are sentenced to death for spying on this day in 1951. Kurt Cobain. I hear some Kurt Cobain in the background there. It's funny, Chris. We were talking. Sam got into the back end of YouTube yesterday and started looking at all our videos and stuff, and how many of our videos have been flagged for copyright things.
Like 25.
Yeah.
And one got banned from every country because we used a YouTube video and the channel came after us.
I didn't, so and the cool thing about how they do this is they mark it. They let you know, from 2107.
You can see it, yeah.
Yeah. So we fast forward because we're curious and all this stuff.
From Friday, when you guys were singing karaoke, that one got flagged.
Yeah, that got flagged. Yeah.
Which is a shame.
But the one they got, it's banned in all countries, and that's the way it was worded, right? Or was it banned? Or
it was banned in all countries. You can't. No one can see it anymore.
Because here's what we learned yesterday on YouTube. So here's something that we learned. Here's the thing. They didn't just take off or kick off the videos that we had on there. But what it did is the people that own the original copyright, the original content that we play, even if we played just a few seconds of it, it would get flagged. They now have the right to put ads on those videos.
And we can't monetize those on YouTube now. So there's like 25 episodes that we can't make money off of, but someone else can make money off of.
Right. And then the one band video that we isn't even playing or whatever, however that worked, is because those people said, nope, that their policy is they don't want to play that game. You can't play that video. And that was those guys that do those trick shots.
It was just a viral video, yeah.
What's that called? A Rube Goldberg machine? You know what I'm talking about? It's where you make a very complicated machine to do a simple task, like in Back to the Future. If you remember the doctor there,
Emmett Brown.
Emmett Brown. Dr. Brown. He made up this elaborate machine to make his breakfast. Remember
that's
that
right.
whole thing? Let me look that up real quickly, because that word always gets me, and it bothers me that I always forget it. Rube Goldberg. Oh, yeah, I was right. Rube Goldberg machine is what it's called, a Rube Goldberg machine. And so it's based, it's exactly that. You make a very complicated machine to do a simple task. So these guys, would do, have all those great videos and whatnot. So we were just, looking at it for, it wasn't even 30 seconds, I don't think.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and they flagged it, and now it's banned in all countries.
Yeah, no one can watch it.
Hey, we're rebels around here. You want to be? Hey, so hey, listen here. Single source. I don't know if you got into, but we're raising hell around the world.
Around the world, brother.
I love how it's on my
that.
face. There we go.
Single source.
All right, what's next? Rube Goldberg. Kurt Cobain commits suicide. This was on this day in 1994. His body was discovered inside his home in Seattle, Washington. 3 days later by Gary Smith, an electrician who was installing a security system in the suburban house. Despite indications that Cobain, the lead singer of Nirvana, killed himself, several skeptics questioned the circumstances of his death and pinned the responsibility on his wife, Courtney Love. Interviewed her once.
Really?
Yeah, when I was the early days of 97X, and it was like a 30-minute conversation that we wanted to chop up and run in multiple parts, or run the entire thing and this and this and this. But we're a music-oriented radio station, or they were whatever, a music radio station. So you just didn't do that kind of stuff. But I'm like, she was crying on the phone. Like, there's points of the conversations where she's in tears, she's crying. I'm like, this is great shit. We can't just, hey, let's play 10 seconds and coming up next, Courtney Love, or, coming up next a song. But anyway, I think we ended up breaking it up in multiple parts and playing the whole thing. But it was, I remember that, because we'd interviewed people all the time, and I remember, and nobody would come in. But for whatever this reason, this was a big deal. And like the program director was in there, other people from because they just all wanted to be in there to hear this interview as we taped it. Yeah, I feel like we connected. When you're on the phone with somebody and they're crying, you feel like you've had a moment together.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Did you ever think that? I know that's before your time there, Sam. But back in those days, when those rumors were swirling, they still swirl. Did you think Courtney Love had anything to do with it? Or?
I don't know. That's one of the most popular things that people bring up in reference to his death, is that she had something to do with it. But I don't know. The jury's out on this one for me, honestly.
Yeah. I was a different man back then, and I was early on in my radio career. I was a child, 21 years old.
Thanks.
And I'm doing. sorry. I was a very responsible adult. And I was just starting my radio career. I was doing the overnights at WXXL Leesburg, Orlando, XL 106.7. And I went on the air that night, and I just ripped into Kurt Cobain. I called him selfish. You do something like that to your child. And luckily, I was, listen, a lot of you still feel the same way, but luckily for me, I want to thank whatever it is that I believe in for the life that I've had, even though it's, dragged me over the rocks a few times. But along the way that I realized that is not the case. That's not the case when it comes to that kind of stuff. And as I'm sitting there railing at 21 years old, thinking I know everything in the world, railing against Kurt Cobain and his selfishness and people who are like that and blah, 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 blah. It's not until years later that you realize that those people feel like in that moment that that's best for everybody. They're not being, they don't think, they just think about what they're going to do. No, they think it's best for their child, their children, best for their spouse, best for their friends and family, that they don't exist. And so I look back at those times and go, nobody should have given me a microphone at 21 years. Nobody, sorry, except for Sam. Sam's very responsible, and she would make completely different judgments of people, But yeah, I don't know that I needed to be opining on mental health at 21 years old on the radio.
I think you needed to for this moment right now.
Yeah, I mean,
a reflection.
Well, I think that's a.
Well, it's great to be able to see
know?
where you were and see where you are now, and it's great to be able to have that wisdom, and you'll be able to pass it on to your nieces and nephews, and hopefully maybe your children too. There are no accidents.
How do you guys see it? How do you see suicide? Is it a selfish act by a person, or something else? Leave your comments below. All right, next up on this day.
Sam, what do you see it as?
I don't think that it's a selfish thing. I think that I feel very deeply that those people I don't think that they're doing it for themselves. I think what he said, they're doing it for other people. They think that the world genuinely is better off without them, and that everybody that they love is better off without them. So they see it like they're doing them a favor, which is messed up, and that's not how it is, obviously. But
that's how they feel.
I definitely feel sympathy in that case.
Oh.
I like you guys. You guys are awesome people, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man.
We like you too, Chris.
Right on.
How's it feel? 3 days in a row?
I like it, brother.
Yeah,
it feels good. How you feel?
I feel great. Well,
all right. I hope I'm not doodling too much.
No, I think it sounds great. I think it adds to, and I've got the volume over here, so if it's a little over, I can just back it off. No big deal.
Yeah, cool. I'm just doing a little.
A matter of fact, it didn't even register that.
Yeah, it's just acoustic,
you know what I mean?
Music.
It's so nice.
Cool.
It fits so
non-copyrighted acoustic.
Oh man. Okay, so let me let you in on this. One of the things that Chris and I are doing here with Bake More Pies. Bake More Pies is my partner in this show, in this venture. And one of the things that we do is we help them with their production, various things, whether I'm doing voiceover stuff or Chris is laying down music for promotional videos and stuff like that. So that video you did the other day, last week, the week before?
Yes.
Well, they were back in here, and I sat down with those people, and I don't know if we should bring up those names.
No names.
Does it really matter?
Don't say names.
But anyway, yeah. So the video that you did, I sat down with that doctor and had it, and so we did one of those kind of info. They're not really
like a branding thing.
Yeah, it's a branding thing. It's not something that he's running on TV or anything like that. It's for his own website when people are
questioning the procedures that he's doing. Yeah.
So. He wasn't that. He's charismatic when you're just talking to him, but it's a different ball game as soon as you turn a camera on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I do around here is sit down with people and help them with their brands and the message that they're trying to get out to their consumers. But I didn't even realize it at first until the end. He's showing me I guess it's a branding video.
Yes.
They're showing me, and I go, oh shit. I know the guy that did that music. I know the two guys that did that music. Chris McCarty and Wes.
They really liked it.
They did?
Yeah.
It was so good, man. It sounded so good.
So what's really far out is right before you said that, I was sitting here being like, oh yeah, he was supposed to meet those people. I wonder if they liked it. And then you said it. I'm like, this is just crazy. So I'm like, but thank you for letting me know that. That was awesome. Cool. Good to know. Yeah, they liked it. It's the first time I've done something like that. So that's good to hear.
Next up on this day, James Brown calms Boston following the King assassination. Oh, wow. Darwin sends, that was this day in 1968, Darwin sends his first 3 chapters of The Origin of Species to his publisher on this day of 1859. So where are you on evolution, Sam?
Where am I on evolution?
Yeah. Or do you even care about those sciences?
I think that, I think that it happened. I think that evolution exists. Okay. So I'm not one of those non-believers of it.
All right. Naturalist Charles Darwin sends his publishers the first 3 chapters of The Origin of Species, which will become one of the most influential books ever published. Knowing the fates of scientists who publish radical theories and been ostracized or worse, Darwin held off publishing his theory of natural selection for years. Never knew that part of the story. Darwin, let's see.
Do we really know all of any story?
No.
My screen says the broadcast has been paused. I'm going to refresh it and hope that it's just my screen.
Uh-oh. It's a little on the pause side over here too. Let me check the yep, our we get a little notice on our live stream here. No, it should be right.
Yeah, it says live video interrupted. The broadcast has been paused. It should resume shortly.
I just pressed start show just now, so it only just started recording now, but I don't think that affects our stream. Actually, things look okay over here. So maybe we're okay. It's just our stuff in here. I think we're okay.
Okay.
All right. Maybe not.
It says one viewer, and the only viewer is me, I think. So I just don't know if people are getting it.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. All right. Well, we'll just keep plugging on.
We'll just keep going. It's okay.
All right. So, by the way, when we start the shows, I guess we need to keep track of that kind of stuff now that we've got sponsors.
Yes.
Right.
So, if you want to mention them one more time, and then
you know what? I want to bring up I want to see if I can do this real quickly on the fly and not. If I do this just as a logo and then do. Okay. I see. Do that.
Just put the. Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for
sponsoring us.
Yeah, and
we appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Are we back? Okay. Looks like we're back up.
Perfect.
So Darwin, come to find out, held on to his theories for years because he was concerned about being ostracized. It ruins your career. If you're a scientist and you come up with some crazy stuff, people don't want to even deal with you or work with you, do anything. He secretly developed his theories during 2 decades of surreptitious research following his return from a 5-year voyage to South America on the HMS Beagle as a ship's unpaid botanist. So after visiting the Galapagos, and he saw things there and went, holy crap, I have some ideas about how things work. He spent the next 20 years working on these theories in secret. That's insane. Darwin, the privileged and well-connected son of a successful English doctor, had been interested in botany and da-da-da-da-da. All right, that is on this day.
Would you like the quote of the day?
Let's see here. Was there any other? Yes, please.
All right, so the quote of the day today is coming from Chris McCarty, and it is, steps backward are really steps forward. Would you like to elaborate on that one real quick, Chris?
Meaning that when you make a quote-unquote mistake, you can look at it as a MIS-take, a mistake. So you can look at it as a step backward, but if you learn from this situation, it's actually progress. So really it's a step forward. So steps backward.
Can I interpret it?
Steps forward.
Because you remember when you put these lyrics out there, you put thoughts out there, philosophy out there. It's really up to the interpretation of the person who's reading it. So here's the way I look at it. First of all, the way that I look at the universe, you can't go backwards. There's no backwards. There's no backwards. Everything moves forward. So it's more like when progress in your own development is kind of like the tide coming in. All right, the tide is going to come in, but how does it come in? The tide does not come in like this, right? The tide comes in like this, boom, 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 boom. So it looks like 2 steps forward and a step back, 2 steps forward and a step back. So it just seems like in the moment that we're taking a backward step, but we're really not because everything is still moving forward. Am I there? Am I close? Am I right there?
Nailed it.
All right.
Nice.
All right. Feel good about that. Thank you, Sam Miller.
You're welcome.
And you can...
Thank you, Sam. That's pretty cool.
You can track down Sam Miller at Bake More Pies. Make sure you go to Bake More Pies on Facebook and give them a like. We also have some shows coming up with Bake More Music that you guys will be interested in as well. So
we'll give you more details coming up.
Yes. And, I never heard back from TL.
The real quote of the day is do your best today.
Do your best. Thank you. I'll do my best. I'll do my best right after I hydrate. Do you have 1 minute before you, are you because I forgot I brought in a video. We were gonna. Well, Yes, of Joey. Oh, no, you already saw the video, though. It's online, I guess. It's on the Wake.Pups. Okay, so the video I'm going to show you guys is already on the... What? Uh-oh. I lost connection or something.
I just turned it off.
Oh, there we go.
Keep it on. Keep it on. All right.
Oh, I've got some... no, it's just from last night. So my dog, Joey, gets a little obsessed. Where is Joey? Oh, there he is. He's over.
Chilling.
He's chilling on the couch. He's obsessive. Roxy does not have this trait at all. So obsessive to the point, like I'm impressed because he'll get fixated on some lizards, right? He wants to get under the air conditioning out back. He starts digging. And I'm like, buddy, because the little Yorkshire Terrier, that Terrier, they'll just go and go and go. And all I can picture is him just keep digging, and all of a sudden, the slab that this air conditioner's on just collapses right on him, right? So I boarded up, try to stuff stuff in there so we can get it. But he won't leave this little area alone. It's been like over 2 days now. But what impresses me the most is not that he was sitting in the house trying to get back out all day. It's that we went to bed, we get up the next day, and boom, he is right. It's like it never left his head. And so let me show you what I'm talking about here. I think this is just a photo. This is just a photo of him just sitting there. And he'll just sit there for hours.
Wow.
All right. So this is him. I want to get you the part where he's digging. That video. Oh, well, you're going to have to go to the Instagram for that. But this is not like him either. Why are you showing it? We don't give a damn about your... It's like showing you pictures.
Curious.
It's like showing pictures of your kids. Nobody gives a damn about your...
I'm curious. Go ahead.
All right, so Joey's also very polite and not mouthy, unlike Roxy. Roxy's very mouthy, nags the shit out of you until you do what she wants. Joey's not really like that. But you can see how excited he is here. And hear how excited he is here. And this is him trying to get us to let him back outside. He never does that. Never. I've never heard him do that. But he is so fixated with what's going on outside. He wants to get... All right, I got to show you. I got to find it. I know I can find it.
What is under there, bud?
What's under there, buddy? I thought... Oh, my gosh. How about I show you this? Nah, we'll come back to that. Because when we get into redneck life... Well, maybe I don't. Oh, you know what it was? My wife had the video. Yeah, my wife had the video. It was on her phone, so it's up if you follow them on Instagram. We'll come back to it. Yeah, but speaking of lizard hunters, the Tegu lizard, known to devour wildlife and your pets, are now. Florida's declared open season on those bad boys. Look at that thing! Holy smokes! What a beautiful creature, huh? Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Although, I get why people are fascinated with these animals. I don't know. I just don't know that. I don't like that people own them. I wish they would just let the reptiles go be reptiles and not just stick them in a little cage and assume that they're happy for the rest of their days.
Assume they're happy. We're just weirdos, man. People are just weird. Like that's just people are just weirdos. That's all. So you're always gonna have that person who's like interested in a spider, interested in a snake, and it just And
I get it. I get it.
I know.
I get it.
I feel you though.
They're cool. They're beautiful.
I hear you,
but I don't know. To each his own. I'm not going to go down that path. You live your life. You do your thing.
Judge. Yep.
Yeah, you do your thing.
You're still weird.
Yeah, you think it's still. I'm not here to judge. He whispers, "It's still weird."
You're still weird.
Thanks, Peter. Good morning, Pete.
What up, P?
Did you see that? The New England Patriots, Julian Edelman.
I heard that he did something like save people from getting. I guess he go ahead.
According to this, may have thwarted a school shooting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so this
Edelman.
Yeah, so basically, he received a direct message on his Instagram account. Dude, there is a kid in your comment section saying he's going to shoot up a school. I think you should alert the authority. So that person should be getting the credit for this.
Right. Julian Edelman fan was checking him out and read that. That's
So Edelman, according to the story I'm getting out of TampaBay.com, instantly thought of the mass shooting about 5 weeks earlier in Parkland, Florida, in which 17 people were killed. Quote, with the emotions of what happened, and I have a kid now, I said, holy Toledo, what is going on?
He didn't say Toledo.
He didn't say Toledo. He quickly notified his assistant in Boston, who looked through the hundreds of comments, and then he found the one. An alarming message that says, I'm going to shoot my school up. Watch the news.
Oh, my God.
Yep. So they called 911. The police officer arrived. The kid was arrested. He had there were 2 rifles in the house. He had his mom's rifles. And so it looks like, and really, I know he gets the headline because he's the famous guy, but it's whoever was on their message board originally, and then that assistant, going through all the messages and found 200 messages and or posts and finding out who this person was.
I'm sure he's probably like, dude, that wasn't me. He's probably not taking the credit for something like that.
When police arrived, and this was a house in Michigan, they found a 14-year-old boy who said he admitted to the threat. They also found 2 rifles that belonged to his mom. The boy's threat was aimed at the middle school that he attends in a nearby township. He's 14 years old. Well, that's got to be angering.
Of course. That's the age when those kids are really mean, dude.
You're 14 and still in middle school. Sorry.
Well, wait, no, you turned 14 in 8th grade.
I guess I did. I guess that's one of those things. I was 13 in the 8th grade, but I guess you're right. It is what you're either 13 or 14.
Yeah. Not here, Judge.
I was just being a jerk. I wasn't judging. I was just being a jerk.
Stupid kid.
All right, you guys have to see this now. This Tinder thing. Have you tried Tinder? You're a single man.
No, I haven't.
No, haven't tried Tinder. You don't need to.
I have people tell me that. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that stuff. I've never. Come on.
You're like, I'm on stage 3 times, 4 nights a week.
Dude, I have
I'm swiping it. Next.
You want to tell people I'm the one being swiped, son? No, man, I haven't done that stuff. Have you? No, you can't. You're married.
No.
Do you know anyone who has like good luck with it? Anything?
I don't know.
Maybe I'll try something new.
I think that's before. I don't know the people my age are on Tinder, right?
I don't know. I don't meet people on Tinder, dude. I have no clue. I don't do that. I like the real deal. What's going on? Let's have a conversation.
So the most popular Scott on Tinder, as a dating app revealed, top 30 Brits use. So anyway, I guess they can break this down. The who's being viewed the most, who's getting swiped the most. So these are just Scots, but one Scot has made it into the top 30 most popular profiles on Tinder. So, this one Scot is in the top 30. It looks like a Sim. Did you ever play Sims, or do you play Sims? It looks like a Sims.
I had a song on it. A Sims, remember? One of my songs is on The Sims 2.
Really?
The next one, you can go on YouTube and do it. The Sims next one, and you'll hear me singing all that Simlish stuff.
That's awesome.
See me, mama.
Are you allowed to? How much did you make doing that? How much?
$1,000.
$1,000. How old were you at the time?
25, 6.
Yeah. Is that one? Did you negotiate that, or did they go, "Hey, listen, we'll give you $1,000 if you"? Did you give them a song you already had, or did you write it for Sims?
There was a song that we already had, and the people liked it, and so they did it.
How'd you feel, man? At 26 years old, had you been on the radio yet, or anything like that? At 26,
I didn't see any of the money. There's a story behind it. I'm not going to get into, but I didn't see any of the money. But we were paid.
Okay, before that part, were you excited?
It was cool, yeah, dude, absolutely. Any acknowledgement of you doing hard work and being paid off, like just getting a sponsorship, is just so cool. Yep.
And speaking of which, thank you so much to Single Source Insurance for being a part of the Wake.Show today.
Single Source Insurance. Single Source Insurance. S2I. Single Source.
All right, so I'm gonna show you this picture now. You're like, come on, quit effing with us and show us this picture. Rick, how you doing, buddy? Sharon. So here it is.
Is that a real person?
No way.
Come on, man. That's not a real person.
It's not.
No.
Even if there's a real person under there. That is I mean, look at this.
It's all weird, dude. That can't be real.
That's not a real person.
Nah.
She's in the top 30. So, but what does it say about us? What's it say about guys?
That guys in Europe like girls with
No.
Push your eyebrows. That's what it says. The top 30. That's what
she doesn't even look real.
I mean, that's the problem, man. Oh no! What? First was AI yesterday, and they're gonna have AI ladies, and no one's gonna date. They're just gonna be in their home with their own weirdo. Ooh.
I think it's gonna happen for a little bit. We're gonna go through a phase of that as we advance in AI.
Because you call them phases. I love that. It's just a phase.
Well, everything's a phase. Everything.
Cell phone's a phase.
Yeah.
You think that's a phase?
Well, I mean, if you look at
it, beepers were a phase. Okay, they're gone. Cell phones are still here, homie.
Well, in the sense that they won't still be here like we know them a million years from now. Everything, a buddy of mine.
So what were beepers? You can't call that a phase because this is a long phase. That's what I'm saying. Like, the difference is cell phones have been around for a long time. Like, beepers were just short. It was like a year or 2 years.
I know, but I see everything. You know how I see the universe.
So long phase.
Right.
I know what you mean.
So you're saying right now, I shouldn't use the term phase because phase would indicate a very short term.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So Andrew McMahon, who is a singer-songwriter and part of, he had Something Corporate, Jack's Mannequin, and now it's Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, had an album called Everything in Transit. And that's the way I see everything is constantly, there's no constants. Everything is constantly changing. So everything's in a phase. Everything's being stretched out, and, whatever. So that's just the way I see stuff.
That's a good way of seeing things.
Okay. So Stunner X is her name on Tinder. Stunner X.
Stunner
I don't even know. Here's how ignorant. I don't even know what, which swipe means what. When you swipe left, is that good or right? I don't know. Like you swipe right, you go right. Hey, Nick. Hey, Nicky.
Does somebody up there tell us what it is? Someone from who's watching, let us know if it's right or left. Do we have any comments? Let us know.
So her opening line on her bio, I always let them speak first because I think it's more gentlemanly. What?
It's a gentlemanly to say, hey, girl, you look like a robot. That's gentlemanly, because no offense.
What the?
Well, obviously, I would never say that to a real person.
Oh, her name is Robin. She's 22.
That's not a real person.
Her name is Robin. She's 22, according to this. It's like every feature is exaggerated. An extra long neck.
There's no way that's a real person.
An extra long neck.
Look at her neck. It's all fake. It's
big, extra big. I don't know. It's just hey, she's a beautiful woman and one of God's children. One of God's beautiful children.
Dude, that's not a real person.
I'm sure some of it's real.
Okay.
I'm sure some of that.
I just wanted to not be a real person because I was feeling bad for being mean.
Yeah.
That's really has nothing to do with her. Just really me.
All right. Saw the headline this morning. Next up, let me go ahead and I don't know. I think I'm gonna crowd myself out if I put up.
Oh no.
What?
Okay. 2018. Well, I dodged a bullet this year.
What do you mean? Oh, hurricane-wise?
Oh, boy. I dodged a bullet.
Because you're close to the beach, right there. How close to the water are you?
I am maybe 100 yards away, if that.
Oh, jeez. So I haven't even been to your new place, man. Do you own that? Or are you renting? What are you doing?
I'm renting.
I still haven't been there.
But I think I'm going to buy it, actually, because it's perfect. But, yeah, dude, I'm like they kept talking my house is going to be underwater. Oh, they had all of us scared. But alas, my friend, no damage, no nothing.
All right.
Power on the next day.
Good.
Lucky me. Lucky.
All right. Well, let's see. Watch out. Florida forecast predictive active 2008 hurricane season. So here we go. Researchers at Colorado State University predict 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes packing sustained winds of at least 111 miles per hour. Typical season sees 12 named storms, and 6.5 hurricanes, with 2 of them being majors. All right, so good. Start battening down the hatches now.
You see Gandalf? That's messed up. He looks like Gandalf.
I love the
Gandalf do.
I love the curtain here.
We should do a look at all of these. Okay.
Oh my!
He just looks like.
All right. Do you feel like
let's go everybody's being? Let's go across. So that looks like Freddie Wap.
A Fetty Wap? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Who does that look like?
Okay, so that looks like Cranston. What is the guy that played Breaking Bad? That guy.
Yeah, I see it.
I forget his first name.
Okay. I was going to say Will Muschamp.
All right, what's the next guy?
Who's the boy who beat up his wife in the elevator? On the football player? That's what he looks like. What's his name?
All right, hold on. Last Siri.
I don't know why I'm waking on it. I see him. We heard his name. That's what he looks like.
What football player beat his... Oh, it filled in the blanks for me.
I know.
That was Janae Palmer.
Yeah, Ray Rice. Ray Rice. He looks like Ray Rice. Okay,
oh,
so that guy looks like Ray Rice.
Oh yeah.
Ray
Ray
Rice. Go back.
Here we go. Where were we now?
We're so... and that looks like... Wait. What's his damn name? The football dude. Ryan, buddy. Oh no.
No.
What's his damn name? You know, Coach Ryan, Bob, the dude from the Jets.
Right.
Yeah. So we got Gandalf. I don't know who that is.
Gandalf, and then this guy over here.
I'll just call him Shay.
So here we go. There we go again.
There we go.
You and I were just sitting here judging people, making fun of people.
Well, we just said they just resemble. We didn't make fun. We just said they resemble. That's all. It wasn't making fun.
All right.
Is that making fun when you see someone resembles like? All right, maybe.
Next up, it's not so much about the story. It is interesting though. I was with the Fisher Boys last weekend, and or two out of the three Fisher Boys. 3 out of the 4 were together, and up in the woods, as we call it in Ocala, visiting my brother Kevin. And so when we go up, there's a couple things you got to do. First is remember there's ticks. And spray yourself down and all that kind of stuff. But I guess there's been a lot of pygmy rattlers in the area, and it's no joke. Even though they're small, it's no joke. So I see this story today. Family faces tens of thousands of medical bills after boy gets bitten by venomous snake. Holy smokes! Tens of thousands of medical bills getting bit by it, and this is Weeki Wachee, which is not too far away. Well, I guess it's far. It's probably a 45 minutes away, hour away from where my brother is. But I saw that in the lizard hunting story, and it made me think of redneck life, and it made me think how I want to show something to you, Chris. This past weekend, I go visit my brother, and okay, I guess we can start right here. I will start right here with that face. Okay, look at that face. Look at that face. Why are we looking at your face? Because it's about to change. My niece wanted to give me a mask. All right. So
she wanted to paint your face.
Yeah. Well, she wanted to paint my face, and we had done that before, but it burned.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're not painting my face. Right. It burned last time, and it was red for a day. So she's like, no, it's a mask. It's a avocado something, right? Okay, so she breaks out the goods there. That's my niece. That's Ellie. And then that's what I end up looking like afterwards. All right, so I've got this thing on me. Well, here's it.
How long did you keep it on? It's just funny.
All right, so here's the thing. I wasn't thinking, Chris, and it was April 1st. It was Sunday morning.
Oh, she got you, April Fools.
I mean, how do you not? But here's why she got me. Right. Because she had already gotten me, so I thought it was over.
Man, I forgot. See, that's because you don't really think, April Fools. I used to be really good at April. I had an April Fools where actually I tied my hair up and I printed it, made it look like I cut my hair. I was like, new beginnings. Oh my God, you're good. I was like, ha ha. That's the one April Fools I got everybody with. But outside of that, I've never really been good at April Fools.
So she
got it.
I don't know if I can't believe that I got God. I woke up that morning and she goes, Uncle Chris, ha, or did you see what I wrote on your forehead? I'm like, what? I'm like, damn you. I thought with permanent marker, she got me in the middle of the night. So I grabbed my phone to look at myself and there's nothing there. And that was the April Fools. April Fools, ha, 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 ha. Right. All right, so I thought she got me.
Yeah.
You got me. Good job. You got me.
Got you twice.
No, 3 times.
Oh.
I'm not even done. So then I'm sitting there getting this mask on. She's like, no, it's just this, and this. And then come to find out, she had put marker. She had broken a marker and drained the ink into it, so that it was that blue color. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And so then they bring out the marker that they broke. I'm like, I can't believe that you did this. And because it was permanent marker. Well, she April Fools me again. It was not. Okay, so I was like, all right, good job. Because she got me all worked up. I thought I had permanent marker on my face now, and I was pissed. She got me. Good job twice. I thought, it's done, right? You would think it's done. No, this was just setting me up. So I'm washing this stuff off my face, and she's like, are you thirsty or anything? I'm like, actually, and I made a joke. I go, do you serve any water at the spa? And she's like, well, I made some lemonade. Awesome. I'll take some lemonade. So she pours me a glass of lemonade, and her mom turns around, looks at me like I'm the dumbest person in the world, and says to me, are you the dumbest person in the world? And in that moment, I just looked down as Ellie's pouring my lemonade, and she's looking at me with a grin on her face. I'm like, I was about to get got again. I go, what did you do this? She's like, no, it's nothing. It's nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So I go, okay, you drink some. You drink it first. I do the old, you do it first. Mm-hmm. She pours this much in. I go, no. You're going to have to get a few gulps in there. And she couldn't drink it. She would take a sip and then stop, take a sip. And I'm like, you should be, she's like, no. I was like, all right, April Fools. We put 2 packets in there, so it's really sour. I'm like, no, you could still pound that if it was really sour. So I go, you finish it, and I'll take a sip of mine. So it takes her like 30 seconds, right? And she's still not even done. And so her friend grabs it, goes, I'll do it. And she finishes it. Well, now both of them have done it, and I'm going, okay. Well, there's obviously not poison in there. So I go ahead and take a sip. I go, and immediately spit it all out. They did not use sugar. They used salt. And so that was the coup de grace. Wait, is that the right term? Or that was the creme de la creme. Creme de la creme. Those other 2 April Fools were just to set up that moment.
That was good.
And it was disgusting.
She's good.
But I don't know if I got the video.
Are you the favorite uncle? I feel like you are.
I don't know if I'm the favorite uncle. I don't think they have a favorite. Oh, this is me feeding a rabbit. Redneck life.
Sometimes I wish I was a redneck.
You got to come up there with me, man. My brother's got 4 acres.
Yeah, dude, I'm definitely hanging out with you guys.
And it's a great place to just chill. Oh, this is some of the stuff because he took over for my, this is my grandparents' land, and so a lot of this stuff here. And I just thought my first car was a Bug. And, true. And I just thought, I guess it's it's so funny because I'm showing you cars that just should be in the junkyard, and I'm going, they look cool, and this is what's wrong with us rednecks. We see art in that. That's awesome. I see art in this.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's where you guys live. All I can think are those. All I can think about are those damn pygmy rattlesnakes. I'm like, I'm not going out there. No, you'll be bit.
So then we go on this walk, and well, first of all, because I just want to show you guys, this is the redneck life portion. All right, let me bring this back. I don't need to bring it back up. This is the redneck life portion that I wanted to tell you guys. So here's
this log has been ate away.
Do you know what's going on here?
So y'all move the log off, and there's all this.
Termites?
Yeah, termites.
Oh, gross.
Working to.
They're actually making a cool pattern. It looks like a Van Gogh painting. You see all the swirls?
Look at that. That's
My man said a Van Gogh.
That's only ants.
Again, that's
Would
redneck.
that be a Monet?
That's. I think you're.
Let's look that up. I think it might be a Monet.
I don't know. Whichever one it is. No, I think that was. I don't know. But again, redneck stuff. You flip over a log, you see maggots and ants, and you see art.
So awesome, man.
Well,
way to see the bright side of things, man.
Oh, and that's my brother Kevin, man. That is my brother Kevin. So we, and not only that, but my nephew right now is obsessed with ants. And so one of the things he's doing, he's building these little ant farms around the property, putting queens in them, and then doing, I don't know what.
That's cool.
Right. And, cool. I think about if they were still in Ocoee and living in, I don't know, he was building something, living in Ocoee and, in a regular neighborhood, what they would be doing. So we go out on a walk, Chris, around the park there.
It's like teeth.
And all of a sudden, he stops because there's just a mound of dirt. This is my nephew, Ethan. There's a mound of dirt because he just wants to build a castle. He just wants to build. And it was so cool because if it were my father and that were to happen, he'd be like, oh, come on, let's go. But Kevin sat there. He stood there, and just waited. And his kids, sat there and just played in the dirt. You see that mound of dirt there? On the side of the road. This is redneck stuff. This is redneck stuff.
Dude, that's awesome.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, it's like your playground. His life is his playground.
Yeah, so he just...
And Kevin's that way because your dad was the way he was, and that's why his...
Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
Something. Well, look at that. He's just a happy kid, man.
He's just being a kid.
Do it himself. See, and that's the stuff that I worry about for my kid. Because at my house, it's like that. I just hope that on the other end, they can have... Just be a kid, man. So many times those parents want our kids to grow up so fast just because they can't. They don't remember what it's like to be a kid, man. It sucks.
That's true. All right, so I'm going to run through.
Look at that rattlesnake. See, you got to tell me to come see you. What? I'm not going, no. Where was that?
In the freezer.
From where? I'm not going to visit Kevin. Tell him I'm not coming. The freezer. For what? Redneck stuff, you going to eat that? Is that what you're going to do? No, I'm not going.
I think ultimately he says he wants to figure out a way to rig it to one of his walking sticks, and so that it's an adornment. Is that what it is? To one of his walking sticks, and you're like, seriously? I want to. I want to show you guys.
I can understand where that's kind of boss, but that's kind of beast. You got a walking stick, rattlestick. That's kind of hot. But I'm not. No, I'm not going up there.
Listen. It's dead. It was in the freezer,
dude. But there's other ones like that, man. I'm just telling you. I'm good. That's why I like living at the beach. I don't worry about snakes at the beach, man. Come on, not rattlesnakes. No.
All right, so this is, I'm kind of envious, and this was our Easter egg hunt earlier in the week. All right, so this is hiding for the kids.
Nice.
All right.
Man, watching them get so excited, it just feels good, man.
So that log there is something that my brother's going to turn into a basketball hoop, he said.
That's cool.
Those are my brothers peeing in the bushes. That's that log again with the
golden egg.
The golden egg. Oh, did I tell you about that?
No.
So my brother, this was so awesome. I think I told you guys this at the beginning of the week when we got back. But he took one of the eggs and he put a $100 bill in one of them right in front of all the kids.
Nice.
And then they go hide their eyes, and we go hide the egg.
He took that shit out.
He took it out. He took it out and to put in an April Fool. It just said April Fools on it. So the kids are scrambling. And they find this big green egg. April Fools. And then they start bitching and complaining, saying that's not fair. Da 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 da. I don't think.
Welcome to life. I'm giving you a lot right now, kids.
All right. So this is me showing off my hiding abilities. The egg hidden nicely there under the pole digger, the pole hole digger, the post digger. That's what it is.
You can teach those kids. This is called the lottery. You see that? So I'm trying to put all your eggs in the basket of the lottery.
Another beautiful orange bug.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you should see the scuba or the you ever snorkel as a kid?
Yeah,
they had the hose hanging out.
Yeah.
This thing, it's attached to. It's like attached to it. And it's a full facial thing. And then when you go underwater, if it does stuff so it doesn't block or blocks some of the water coming in and whatever.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And there's that rattlesnake again. There's Mav. That's
Mav's had himself a good run.
Yeah. My brother thought 2 weeks ago was going to be, he thought that was it. He was about lifeless and whatever, but popped back up after a day and is hanging in there. That muzzle, look at that muzzle. He's a good boy. That's Maverick. He's a good boy. He's been through some stuff. All right, Chris, you see that pork tenderloin?
I do.
That was a pig from the neighborhood. Remember, we're talking redneck life, aka Fisher Boy life.
Right.
This is a pig. So these people went on vacation, and they lit these kids, or they had these kids that were supposed to feed their animals and whatever. They come back, and this pig had gotten out, and somebody else had shot it. It found it trying to get up into the back of its truck and shot it and killed it. So the rumors swirling around the park, around the woods, was that this animal's meat was tainted, that the kids were shooting it up with drugs. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That is crap. If nobody's wasting their drugs on pigs.
Right, it's weird.
You know what I mean? And the shooting up kind of drugs, I don't think they're wasting on pigs. I did not have any of this meat, though. I did not trust it.
Just in case.
But here's the thing. One of the guys that lives up there that's gotten to know Kevin, he's from Maine originally, I think it is, and somebody who's lived his life out on the fringe, out there. And so he hears about this and goes by and says, hey, I'll clean that hog for you. They're like, sure. He just puts it right up in a tree. Starts, and he's cleaning it till 5 o'clock in the morning and pulling off these huge chunks of meat, right? And gives one to Kevin. So he cooked it all day, but I didn't dare. I just couldn't. And by the way, it was their pet. This was not an animal that was being raised.
Yeah, it was someone's pet.
Yeah, they'd had like the animal was 16 years old or so. I don't know. It was old. It'd been with the family a long time.
Yeah, and it's like eating someone's cousin or something. Can't do it.
So. All right, I want to show you his walk. I'm just taking pictures of wood now.
Power, the pig's power. I hate it.
All right, so here's his walking sticks. Here's some of his walking sticks there. I wonder if, there we go. I got a better picture.
Oh wow, he really does.
Yeah. Well, you see, he and this other guy are collecting all kinds of wood. You see that piece right there?
Yeah.
And they've got this little business plan ready to go down to the flea market or something like that. They've got all these pieces of wood. That they're going to turn into different things. They're waiting to get a certain amount. I think 150 pieces before they do their thing. But how cool is that? Oh, this is just some other. Hey, there we go. All right. So, redneck life. Oh, I got to show you one more thing. I'm sorry. Here we go. Speak. The ultimate redneck activity. What is it?
Four-wheeling.
Oh, damn it.
Four-wheeling, not dealing.
Oh, is this was on me? I didn't want to show this one. Hold on. Let me do the other one.
You look like you got scared just.
All right, so this is his property. This is my brother's property up there. We're going to go around the outskirts of it. And it's 4 acres. So my brother and I were up there helping them put those fence posts in because they had lost one of their dogs keep wandering off the property, and one got hit by a car and killed. And they're like, all right, we got to do something here. They like that their dogs are able to free range, roam around. But, they're like, this is too much. So they're fencing in their property right now.
That's cool.
There are those bugs again. Oh, let's pause right there. So that's the place that I first experienced magic, Chris.
Like here?
Right there.
Okay.
Now, you can't see the way these bushes are shaped, and I'm sure they've also changed quite a bit over the last, 40 years.
Right.
But within there, that's what was like it was these bushes that would create a dome so you could go in there and play. It's like a little fort, a little fort kind of a thing. And so one day I'm probably, 8, 9, something like that. And I have my older cousin who's 4 years older than me, Scott, and my little brother, Jason, who's just younger than me. And of course, when I would get with Scott, I'd like to team up with him and pick on Jason. So I'm walking in this little area here. And just one of those stupid little jokes like, there's a snake. No, there's not. Ha, ha, ha. Right? So that's what I did. I pointed at the bush and go, there's a snake. And both of them freak out. And then a snake appeared in the bushes. Now, of course, I'm 8 years old. My recollection is that it just appeared out of nowhere. Now, of course, as you're growing up, that's not true. The snake must have been there the entire time. And I just got lucky when I pointed at this area and said, there's a snake. And I didn't notice it until they freaked out, and then it moved, I guess. But in my mind, it was magical. It was a moment where I said snake, and a snake just went boop.
Have you ever like just kind of randomly lost something, just had something in your possession, and it just seemed to just magically disappear? Remember I told
like my
story?
Mind?
Well, that's something concrete. Remember the story I told you about me getting the book yesterday? How I got Conversations with God, how it just appeared in my backpack. So I mean, like, when you say that, I'm like, I can't say no. I gotta be like, well, I think life's magical as all get out too. So I don't know. It's kind of, maybe I still got a freaky snake. Oh shit, there is one.
So, by the way, going back to the pig thing, Elliot says meth ham, a Florida delicacy. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you.
Elliot needs to come on the show one day.
All right, so we're taking a tour of my brother's property. We're redneck life here in the state. Because also, one of the reasons I want to show this too and show this part of my life to a lot of people, because for a lot of people that are from the city or whatever, metropolitan areas, a lot of times this kind of stuff seems I don't know. You have a tendency to judge it, but hopefully I can paint a good enough picture over the years of us being together. That you can see, I get it now, man, to get out and just to get a couple, 3-4 acres under you and do you, not worry about the people around you.
There are wood people, like there are beach people, like there are mountain people. I mean, there's like lake people. We're all different people, man. And I think it's great to be able to show and share all different aspects of life, so you can kind of feel it, because we're all a little bit of it all, man.
See, and it's not until I see it in this context, Chris, that I can see it through other people's eyes. Because when I watch it now, I'm like, oh wow, that looks white trashy, right? White, I'm seeing the rusted, cars? Vehicles that are in the yard, and the rusted shed, and I'm like, oh man, from the outside looking in, you would make a lot of assumptions about us, maybe.
Some could, yes.
But man, there is nothing but love and magic,
exactly,
love and magic, dude, on that property.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, if people get thrown off by the physical stuff all the time, like shiny things, they're missing out on some stuff. They said the Holy Grail was not shiny. Something to be said by that.
It was wooden. There's my vehicle.
Couple carpenter. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, so that just says something to be said, dude.
All right, so my brother built that pit there. Oh, really cool. The second layer of bricks going down, he got from a buddy who broke down a crematorium. Ooh. And those are bricks actually from the crematorium. Whoa. So I know you'd appreciate that kind of stuff.
We got dead people hanging around. I don't think it works like that, but yeah.
So, you're sitting there in the middle of the night hanging around the fire. You're hanging around the fire with some spirits that come along with those bricks. These trees right here, you see these trees?
Yeah.
Irma.
Wow, dude.
But they said they didn't get blown down. If I'm gonna put this back up and look at the trunk of the one, and I don't know how well it shows on your screen. If I can make that, I can't make that bigger. But there's, I can't remember what they called it, a something blast, and basically, I guess what it is in hurricanes, you'll have these moments that are almost like, I guess they're like kind of like tornadoes, but not tornadoes.
Right.
And these little blasts of swirling whatever, and he said it just twisted, I can't remember, 5, 6, 7 trees, just twisted them and broke them, bam, like that.
That's crazy.
So that was Irma earlier, or 6 months ago or so. You guys enjoying the tour of the property? This is my brother Kevin's property, if you're just tuning in right now. And
if you want to feel like a redneck, keep watching the show.
See, I'm looking at this now. Again, I don't see redneck or white trash when I'm there.
I'm only saying redneck because you said redneck. That's why, by the way.
Okay.
But I hear what you're saying.
Are you feeling like I need to give you permission to drop the R word?
No, yeah. Well, once you opened it up and you kept saying redneck love, I just was following you.
Yeah, I guess to some redneck is a derogatory term. To some redneck is a term of pride. But this is all stuff that my brother's going through and breaking down himself and getting rid of taking what he can to use and then getting rid of everything else. He's cleaning up because all this stuff's been there for 40 years. Or a lot of this stuff's been up there for 40 years.
I used to live in Gainesville, man. There are a lot of places like that in Gainesville.
Oh, yeah.
So,
so how about this?
Look at that.
That bus? I don't know if he can... Oh, I went too quickly. I don't know if my brother can salvage that bus or what he can do with it, if anything. But I'm hoping he can turn it into a little...
you can make it like a haunted house attraction area and then people run through the bus.
I don't know the structural integrity of that. But and there's a lot of the wood there that he's going to... I don't know if that's burning wood or wood that he wants to turn into something.
There's a lot of options, though.
There it is. Yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to do something, but I could see him, if he can, cleaning that up and turning it into a little, I don't know, maybe even a place where when we go up there to hang out, you can sleep in there or something. But
I ain't sleeping in that shit. I just couldn't see my face when you said that.
After Kevin, I was
like, huh? But hey, man, slow down, dog.
I think that's about it. Then there's the fire area.
Ghosts hanging out in the fire pit. Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Like, no. Sleep out in the bus. No.
But there's a lot of people that see this and think it's obnoxious. They think four-wheelers are obnoxious. Sea-Doos are obnoxious
because they want to think that they're right and they're better, and it's weird. This is weird. I don't know what's wrong with people, man. It's so weird. Why do we do that? Put down what's not us so quickly to dismiss.
Yeah. So there you go. There
quickly.
There was
why?
There was some redneckery for you today. I hope you enjoyed it.
I liked it.
Meth ham, a Florida delicacy.
I like that one too. That was good. I got to go to I got a wedding. I'm gonna go to. I'm playing on a boat so in this month. So I gotta go by there and see where I'm supposed to be playing and all that good stuff and get ready for a wedding I'm playing. If anyone wants me to play your wedding, I will do it better than anyone else.
You got a wedding tonight?
No.
Oh.
But I'm supposed to meet and see
Oh,
the
the
coordinator
okay.
and see exactly, all that stuff.
It's called a microburst. Thank you, Nikki.
Even though I know that,
Even though
people just
you don't need
for
to
wedding people. If you're getting married, don't sweat the music. They're gonna show up, and there's a place where you want to play, and that's where they plug in. And it's just sometimes people get too little, work themselves up for no reason. I've done like so many. I've done so many weddings, and I'm just knock on wood, but so far I've never needed to be there any earlier than I had to go and play. Like they people need to be there and 4 days before or 3 weeks before, and then it's like, come on, guys,
an hour before. What do you got?
Right,
what do you need?
show me where I'm going to be. Like right there, okay. But I can't say anything because it's just that's what they want. They're paying me a lot,
right.
okay.
Yeah,
but it's just like the illusion of. I get there and I'm like, yeah. Why did you bring me out here? That's all I think. But I have to
get to mine early, man. I have to get to mine early.
The day of the wedding, 2-3 hours early, all day. I'm saying.
What do you?
I'm sorry, they want me to come to the site weeks. I had this one wedding, they wanted me to come to a site 2 months before. I was like, guys, you're just going to make yourself worry for no reason. Just bring it down. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, they don't want to hear, we'll figure it out.
But this one should be interesting. It's a boat I'm going to go on. So I've done a couple boat weddings, and they're always fun. They're always really fun, actually.
What about when a bride says we don't want these songs, these types of songs played? Do you ever get that, or when they hire you?
Absolutely.
When they hire me, they're hiring a wedding DJ, so I've got access to whatever they want. And
what we do is we just tell them, hey, listen, just get a list of your own little phone and get every song that you want to hear, and just during the break, and then you got and do what you do.
Oh, I see.
And it just makes it so much easier.
So you don't have to sit there and try to learn. You're not playing the chicken day. You're doing your thing,
right? And that's what I tell them. Like, listen, man, like you can maybe get 1, maybe 2 songs I learn. It takes a lot for me to learn a song. Like I'm not trying to read. I'm trying to perform, and to perform, you have to already in it. So I tell people like 1 or 2, but just let me do what I do, and if that's great. If it doesn't work out for you, go get somebody else. Don't worry, it's all good. But it's a good mix.
And then when you take a break,
I just play what they want to hear.
Then you put on their list. Okay,
this is that thing, and it's great, and everyone has a good time. And then I come back on and get it going again, and it's just fun.
Right on. By the way, that thing during a hurricane that I was talking about that tore those trees is called a microburst.
Microburst.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikki Cooper, on that one.
Nikki C.
All right, so you got the tour of the property, got a little redneck life there, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right. Do you want to talk about any of the news of the day, or do you care? Like one of the things that's in the news over the past couple of days is that those who own stocks in Amazon want to be able to sue Donald Trump, the president, because of his tweets are costing them money. Because when he's going after these businesses, and Amazon is the one, one of the ones he goes after the most, those stock prices come down, and so they're hurting their 401ks and their retirement funds.
Good luck with that.
So they're like, we want to be able to sue the president for this kind of stuff. Now, traditionally, the president stays out of those kinds of things, so not to affect commerce. But there's nothing traditional about the guy that's in the White House right now. But it does not look, for those of you who are thinking that it does not look like he will be sued for that. No. All right. Opioid addiction in America. The Surgeon General is urging that we all carry the opioid antidote. If we're going to fight this thing, I guess it's getting so bad you can't wait for the emergency responders or first responders to get there. As opioid-related deaths have continued to climb, naloxone, a drug that can reverse overdoses, has become an important part of the public health response. When people overdosing struggle to breathe, naloxone can restore normal breathing and save their lives, but the drug has to be given quickly. And so that's why I'm going to listen. If you make a phone call, you may not get somebody there in time that can administer this. So everybody put this in your in your medicine cabinet, right next to your OxyContin. Quote, the call to action is to recognize if you're at risk, and if you or a loved one are at risk, keep within reach, know how to use the naloxone. So they're saying if you are somebody who is going through this yourself, or it's your spouse or somebody, a family member, and there is a likelihood that you could find them unresponsive at one point, go ahead and get this stuff and have it on your person or keep it at home or something like that.
Serious stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Remember my situation. Serious stuff.
Oh,
dude.
that's right. You got you can relate to some of this.
Yes, I can. I was hooked on opiates.
How I just have to commend you, because when you were going through that, as soon as you realized what was going on, you asked for help from the people around you.
I was like, problems. Andrew.
It was your buddy Andrew you called?
I was the first person. I said, hey, man, listen, we got to go to the beach. This is what's going on, and we got to get me off this weekend. He said, done.
This was coming off that knee surgery from a couple years ago?
Yeah, man. It was the knee surgery stuff, and they give you stuff, and it was the most painful pain I've ever been in my life, but when the pain started subsiding and you're still using this stuff, like, your brain is telling you, well, you're supposed to, because, and then when you don't need it and you're going from place to place to place to place to place trying to find it, and you're like, this is very crackhead-esque, whatever, and then you stop and you really just have that moment of like, this is not good, and this is bad. So I just called Andrew immediately, and we went to his beach house, and then I sweated it out. It was rough, man.
How many days?
4 days of the first 2 days were just, I'm just awake. It just, all the movies you hear about people sweat, like, I was sweating it out. It was really difficult, but it was great because you had your best friend with you.
So Andrew was there. He's like, all right, you're good, buddy. Just stay right here.
Yeah, and he watched me go crazy. I mean, he was just, I'm trying to play music, and he's just like, dude, your brain is like, it's like, wow, that is real stuff. Like, yeah, man, you're coming, you're fighting. Ooh,
so tell me about your regimen. How many months were you on this? How many pills were you taking a day? What kind?
Oh, God. Dilaudid, which when is huge. It's one of the big ones. Yeah, that's like they say. It's like what is it? Heroin, basically.
Is it like in that oxy?
It's up there.
Cotton?
Yeah, it's up there, but it's bigger. They say it's like the top. No. It's like that, and there's one more above it. And so I was supposed to take 3 to 4 pills 3 times a day. And what I noticed was if I took 3 pills, it would just, but the 4th pill was like out of body type. I'm hearing all kinds of like hearing things and just whoa, trippy. And I remember trying to write music, and because I hear music all the time. Sometimes you'll just watch me, I just kind of be bouncing to myself. Like, I literally hear music all the time. It's a beautiful gift. But during that time I was trying to record, and it was like the music I was hearing was just out there. And I have some stuff recorded. You'll hear it and be like, what the dude is all over the place. So that was a problem. So what would happen is towards the end, I'm popping forward just to get like that high, like, whoa, I think I'm hearing and talking to my dead grandmother.
Oh, so it was also kind of connecting with those moments you weren't scared of. You're like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, like okay. It was a very, I know it's time for bed. I'm like, I'm gonna go take 4. Oh, I need 4 because it's so painful. But I was just trying to check out and be like, whoa, it's this far out.
How many months?
November, December, 3 months.
3 months, and you had the shakes trying to come off of it after only 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Well, you got to think about it. So I was taking like, all right. So it was like either 12 pills of Dilaudid. I was taking 4 things of Tramadol. I was on Vyvanse. I was smoking weed. I was on, and then the oxycodone. But that gave me the scratch, and I couldn't. I was just itching, and I felt, so I got rid of that. And so you're doing all of that in a day, and then and then maybe one time I'd take a shot because it was just, oh yeah, dude, just totally, like no one heard from me during that. You didn't see pictures of me. No one, like maybe like a handful of people saw me in that stage.
So you had 2 days of shaking. By day 3, how were you feeling?
One night of like, just like, ugh. And the next day, just hungry, dry mouth, but just antsy, just do, and you're just thinking, like drugs, weed, dun, just something.
Did you smoke a lot of weed to get through that time?
No, I didn't touch anything.
So I
was dry. And so, yeah.
And so by day 4, you felt like you had
Yeah, because once if you stop, you're like, I know I have a reason to live, and I had the kids and everything. Like, that's all you need. So there was I didn't need extra help. Like, no, we're gonna be just fine.
Well,
yeah.
Glad you made it through, and I'm glad you share that story too. And I know you know how important it is for people who are watching. I feel
bad, and like people like they judge, and it's like I might have even judged probably why part of me had to go through that. But like you understand, like man, like these people have awful complications. You don't know what someone's going through. You don't understand their walk. Try not to judge. You're not put here on this planet for this short amount of time to judge other people. You don't know what they're doing. Just be cool and leave people alone.
There we go. Sounds good to me.
That's a new quote. Be cool and leave people alone. That's my new quote.
Oh, thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show today. You got a song in you, or you just
what?
You don't have. I don't know.
Yes. Always a song.
I don't want to force anything on you. I appreciate you being part of the Wake.Show today. I guess a couple of things on our list that we didn't get to. The worst DUI offender in the country is arrested again, and this woman has been arrested at least 6 times, and one of the times she was breastfeeding while drinking and driving.
What?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I guess that's good enough. So thank you so much. Tonight you can catch me at Mastery's. I'll be at Mastery's doing trivia from 7 until 8:30. Mastery's Blind Pass, St. Pete Beach. Love it out there. We'll see the crowds. We've had great crowds, but it's been spring break. Like last night going to Park and Rec, there was nobody there like the first hour, and then picked up, got packed. But so we'll see how the crowds are out there now the spring break is over with. But come on out, man. It's a lot of fun. Food trucks there for you. It's not food trucks, it's just one, but every week, and they cycle through different ones. What about you? Gigging tonight?
I am off tonight.
Good for you.
I agree. I think my baby got me a little sicky. It's all good though. Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't do. What did I play yesterday?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was one of my songs, so it's all good. So I'll do this one. Standing cold and scared on top of the hill, there came one moment when I lost my will. I pray for mercy, please don't take me away. Let me see sunshine where I only see gray. My past got a hold on me that can't be denied, and the changes didn't come easily. I've been lonely, I've been cheated, I've been misunderstood, I've been washed up, I've been put down, told I'm no good. But with you I belong. Help me be strong. There's a change in my life since you came along. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. I don't mind working so hard every day, and I don't pay no mind to what people say. 'Cause after all of the pain I've been through, I give up everything just to love only you. All my life I walked with my head bent in shame, but now that I've found you, with you I remain. Don't you know I've been lonely, I've been cheated, I've been misunderstood, I've been washed up, I've been burned down, told I'm no good. But with you I belong, 'cause you help me be strong. There's a change in my life since you came along. Oh, 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 oh. Now a man gets weary when his life is all wrong, and a heart gets heavy when it doesn't belong. When the road gets rocky, you've got to be strong. Let the new light come shining on through. Oh, I've been lonely, I've been cheated, I've been misunderstood, I've been washed up, I've been burned down. Thought I'm not good, but when you I belong. Oh, 'cause it's changing my life now that you came along. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you once again for being a part of the Wake.Show. Oh, there we go. That reverb still's on. Still on. Have a great day. Be the change. And let your crazy breathe. We'll see you tomorrow.
But no apologies.